Welcome to the Mindset, Miracles and Manifestation podcast. I'm your host, Jess from uplevelwithjess.com. I'm an actress, manifestation mentor, and multi-entrepreneur, and I'm here to share with you all of my secrets on confidence, success, and the magic of manifestation. If you're ready to dive in deep and see more success in your career, more money in your bank account, and more love in your life with a whole new level of freedom, then you're in the right place. I'm letting loose on everything you need to take back control of your life, uplevel your mindset, and tap into your manifestation powers. I'm so excited that you're here. Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the Mindset, Miracles and Manifestation podcast with me. It's Jess Paul, it's your host, it's your mentor. And in today's episode, we're going in on our good friend, money. We're going to be talking all about how to manifest that money because this is, again, something that obviously, over the years I've become an expert in. And just recently I was thinking, oh wow, I've not even really thought about money recently. And I've not even really taken the time to sit down with my finances, which is something that I do usually regularly. Because we'll talk about it in the episode, but money really is a relationship. And I was thinking the other day, I was just like, oh my God, money is just so special, especially with the life that I want to live, right? And recently, I've had some real big money manifestations. So I thought this is a great opportunity this week to chat all things money mindset, money manifestation. I know that you guys love these episodes that I do as well. So this episode, I'm going to be talking you through 3 reasons why you might not be manifesting the money as a creative, as an entrepreneur, just in general, why the money might not be coming to you, and really how we can nurture that relationship with money. So, but first of all, we're going to go in on our sponsor for this week, and then a little life update, and then we'll get right in, hit record on this episode. So our sponsor for this week is, of course, my Celebrity Mastermind. This is my brand new mastermind that I've brought out. This is a 3-month experience with me as your mentor, going in on confidence, going in on manifestation, on visibility, on wealth consciousness, on success in general as a creative entrepreneur. We're going in on all of these areas together inside this 3-month mentorship. So if you're an actor, if you're an artist, a creative entrepreneur, someone that is in the creative space and you're wanting to manifest success in your career, in your finances, in your life in general, become that more confident, empowered celebrity energy that we talk about, then this is going to be the course for you. You're getting one-on-one hot seat coaching with me. You're also getting a voice note service in between all of your sessions. So you basically have access to me all the time from Monday to Friday. We are here for next level accountability. This is where, for all of you guys that have maybe gone through courses with me before, or maybe you haven't gone through a course with me before, but you're right, I really want that intimate coaching where you're actually working with me in a very one-on-one intimate space, then this is definitely the space for you. And this is going to be helping you further and grow your career. It's going to be helping you just in life, really embody that luxury life and embody that energy of celebrity that we always talk about. It's just basically a whole journey of ridding your mindset blocks, becoming the most confident version of you, and actually going out there and seeing the success in your creative careers, in your businesses, in life. So if you want to come and join this, then just hit the link in my show notes. You can go and read more there. You can drop me a DM if you want any more information on it. Over the month of July, I have some very special bonuses alongside this brand new launch, right? So the first one is that you're getting a massive 26% off. It's huge. A massive chunk of money off because this is the first time I've launched this and I'm so excited by it. So I want to give it to you guys. And the next thing is that you're also getting my Fame Frequency course. This is my 4-week course taking you through the codes, the confidence, and the strategy to get noticed and book the job. This course you're getting completely for free if you sign up in the month of July for this mastermind. I can't wait to have you guys inside. This is, this mastermind is going to continue on for a long time. So if you want to be the first ones inside here, hit the link in my show notes and I'll see you guys there. So life update for this week then, guys. I have been manifesting, obviously, as we always do, but I've been manifesting in money and in my finances, and actually like without even realizing it, without even like putting a finger towards working towards any of it. It's just been flying into my life, which is what can happen with manifestation. And like, I know that a lot of the time people are like, oh no, you can't just expect something to drop into your lap. No, you can't. You have to work for it, right? You literally have to take the action in this physical world. But like sometimes you've taken the action and you've done a lot of the groundwork, and therefore you just get rewarded these things without even realizing it, right? So my manifestation for this week was, well, a couple of things, but first of all, a job I did on TV has been like reshown, so it means that I get more money for that, like as it's being shown for another year. So I've also been having so many people messaging me, DMing me, being like, I think I've just seen you on TV. Is that you? Oh my God, you're famous. And honestly, there's no coincidence that like I'm getting all of these messages and this manifestation happens right as I am like rebranding my business and talking about celebrity energy and really going in on this whole like frequency of getting yourself noticed and being seen. So like, none of that is any coincidence to me, but I had a nice big paycheck come through for this TV gig that's just been repurposed. Like this, again, something I didn't do any work towards. It's something that just kind of flew into my life, but I took the action beforehand, and I like have a great relationship with money, which I've, been nurturing and working on for the last like 4 years of my life, which is why things like this happen more easily. So again, this is what like we'll talk about in today's episode, because I think that there's so many creatives out there and so many entrepreneurs that have no clue about what money even is or how to even form a relationship with money. And this is why it's more of a struggle for you guys to call it in. So that was the first manifestation. And then the second thing was I actually sat down to do my tax return, which I'd kind of been putting off a little bit, but only because I was obviously away traveling and in California. And so like it was just the right time to do it the other day. And I sat down, and I always make like a date out of it. And, like I had my tea and I had my candles lit, and I made it a nice experience. And as I was going through, I was like, damn, like because I started going into the tax return for the year after, because like I've already completed my tax return for last year. And I was like, oh my God, it's been 2 months into this year and I've already manifested nearly 20K. And like that, again, I had no idea about until I actually went through and like looked at my finances and looked at what I'd done in my business. And again, not just business, but like other ways and means that money has come into my life. But again, like until I sat down and actually, again, like had a date and nurtured that relationship with money, I didn't even realize it. And sometimes we can go through life, guys, not realizing how much we're actually manifesting. This is why I get my clients to do something called power lists. Like, again, it's something that we talk about in our coaching and the mentorship, but like it's basically essentially you writing down all the things that you have physically brought into your life yourself, right? And so it was really great to look at that on the screen once I put it in a spreadsheet, and I was like, damn, like that's a lot of money, right? And it, again, just goes to show how powerful we are when we do the groundwork, when, of course, we take the action in certain areas of our life, but we also have such a strong mindset around what money is, around our finances, around the relationship with money. And, we're constantly going to be living in this abundance when we do. So these are my little manifestations for this week. This is my life update for this week. Now let's get into today's episode, because we want to just go in on how you guys can make this money too. So money manifestation then, guys. So this is a subject that I am so passionate about, because as an actor that like only 4 years ago was out of work, broke, making no money, and actually was able to create a 6-figure business in like my first year of business, calling that money in and like really, really healing the relationship with money. Because as actors, especially as creatives, as, startup entrepreneurs, and anybody really in general, because we are really born into a system that kind of keeps us a bit stuck in this area. Like nobody really ever feels that financially free until you do this work. Like I just know that this is something that so many creatives can benefit from, which is why I talk about it so much, which is why I've brought out numerous courses in money mindset. Like I've got a 6-week course on like the whole energetics of money and how I've manifested 100K in less than a year. I've got like money mindset masterclasses that I've brought out. And as I say, in the celebrity mastermind that I've brought out, this most recent mastermind that I brought out, this is where we're going to go in head first on all of this stuff. As I say, because this mastermind is going to be with like a select group of you guys. So it's going to be very intimate, and we're going to be able to go through money mindset individually for all of your lives and how to make more money for you guys as creatives. So there's so many ways that you can work with me on this and like really fully dive into it. And if you do want to dive into it, just drop me a DM over at Up Level with Jess over on Instagram, and we can chat about it and find the right thing for you. But we want to talk today about 3 reasons why you might not be making the money as a creative right at the moment, right? Because the majority of the time it's because we're living with all of these subconscious beliefs around money, right? That we're not able to make it, or that money is wrong or bad to focus on, or that it's greedy to want money, like all of these like very limiting beliefs, which now for me are just not a part of my reality at all. So like it feels weird to even talk about it, but this is the stuff that I work through with my clients, right? So it's always starting off from this like subconscious level of what we even believe about money. But then it's also like how we're handling the money and like how we consciously are handling money every day in our life. And so I want to chat through these 3 things so it can help some of you, because if some of you guys are doing some of these things, then we can work on turning it all around and really healing that relationship with money. Okay, so the first thing that I see trips so many people up when manifesting money is that you're just indifferent to it. And I see this so much, especially in creatives, because I was even at this point when I was an actor all those like years ago, when I was, a broke actor, I would always think, no, like I'm doing this career, like I'm slaving away in this career because I love it so much. And I just love being on stage, or I love being behind a camera, and like this is my life, and I love it, right? Which is great, great frequency to be in. However, when we get like that in general in life, when we think, no, there's so much more to life than money, we become so indifferent to money. It's not like we hate money. It's just that like we're indifferent to it. We're like, I'm not bothered by it. I'm not bothered about making it. I've got other things in my life that I can make, that I can focus on. Which again, like I said, there's so many different areas to life, and it's not all about money. It's not all about just calling in that cash. It's like, yeah, it's about love and nurturing relationships and, freedom that you have in your life. And so here's the thing with this, right? What people don't get a lot of the time is that freedom comes with money, right? In this life, in this day and age, you cannot reach a level of freedom without having money behind you. And this is just the world that we live in. And like so many of us want to be living in this whole like reality situation where we're looking around at our current reality and we're going, well, this is just life. This is just a fact. So if you're so focused on reality and facts, like you've got to know that it's just a fact that if you don't have money, you won't have freedom in this life, in this day and age that we live in. Because when we have money behind us, it means that we can free up our time, right? We can free up our time by, investing in people, to like delegating jobs, getting other people, paying other people to do things for you so that you can go off and you can live a life of freedom. It's about being able to, have enough in your life so that you can, go on these 5-star trips away and, pay for these holidays and things like this. Money, like freedom, is attached to money. And so here's the thing with this indifference that I see people living in when they're like, no, it's not about the money. Like, I don't really care about making the money. I just care about the love of my art, right? Which I hear a lot in creatives and actors, is that you're actually going against what you really want in life. Like if like part of becoming free and, living a happy life is also about falling in love with money and what money can do for you. And so this is why I say that it's really a relationship with money, because if you're like, let's say you're with a best friend and you're just like, oh no, I'm just a bit indifferent to you. Like, I don't really care about you. I'm not really bothered by you. Like, I'm not bothered if you're in my life or not. Like, is that friend of yours going to want to stay in your life? And the answer is no. Like, your friend isn't going to want to stick around if you're just indifferent to them. You know, your friend is going to be there and want to stick around you if you are truly showing that you love this friend. You're truly showing that you respect this friend, that you want this friend in your life, then your friend is going to stick around. And it's the same with money, right? When we're indifferent to it and we're just like, I'm not bothered by you, money's not going to want to be in your life. And then ironically, like, that's not the position you want to be in, because then you start going, oh my gosh, like, you know, I love this, like, I love what I do so much, but, you know, I'm so tired, I'm so burnt out, I'm like, I don't have any freedom in my life, I hate my life. And that's when you start to like go into the spiral of depression. If more people actually took the time to fall in love with money and what money gives us, we would have a much more free life. You know, we'd see a lot more freedom in our life. So like I said, this isn't suggesting that all that matters in life is money, but this is suggesting that money offers you experiences. And so therefore, if you're not like actually falling in love with money and like being friends with money, then you're not gonna get the experiences that you want in life. So these experiences of being financially free so that you can go off and like focus on auditions as an actor, and like it would be really easy and you don't have to slave away in part-time jobs like I used to do all those years ago, right? Now for me, like I get to live a life of freedom where, you know, I work on my own terms, like I make as much money as I want to make, as much money as I put the work into making, right? And, you know, I get to live a life of luxury because that's the experience I want to live. So for me, like, because I am living a life of luxury, and I want to continue to live that life of luxury and like also grow that life of luxury, that experience is what comes with money. And so yes, it's not all about money, but it's all about the experiences you have in life, and it's attached to money. So falling in love with it and not being indifferent to it, actually being more like, I fucking love this. You know, money is great, rather than I'm not bothered. Like there's other things to think about. No, like it's a big relationship in your life, and if you continue to be indifferent to it, it's going to continue to be indifferent to you, and therefore you won't see the experiences that you want in your life. Okay, the second reason you might be struggling to make this money, manifest this money into your life as a creative, as an entrepreneur, is because you have low financial responsibility. And what I mean here is that, you know, sometimes when we think about money, and this again all comes down to beliefs. It comes down to your belief system. It comes down to what you were taught as a kid. It comes down to what's going on in your subconscious. But like a lot of the time, you know, especially if you're like a start out entrepreneur, or even if you're not an entrepreneur, and like that's again, you've got a belief that's like, I could never be an entrepreneur, then we live with a belief that like we're not good with money. And therefore what that makes us do is it makes us not want to be an expert in it at all. Like it makes us not even want to have any financial responsibility. Like this is where we start to go, oh well, I'll just get like my partner to help me, or I'll just get my dad to help me, or you know, I'll just get this friend to help me because I know they're really good with money and they know things, they know more things than me, so they can like maybe just do it for me, right? This is like a lack of financial responsibility. One thing you need to know if you want to create more money flow in your life is that you need to become an expert. You need to actually look at this energy and go, okay, how can I figure everything out about this energy? How can I learn everything about this energy? How can I learn about, you know, what it means to, you know, do my taxes and invest in stocks and shares, or invest in, you know, cryptocurrency or whatever it is that you want to invest in, or, you know, how can I actually understand how to run a 6-figure business? Like, how can I learn these energetics more and more and more? And half the time people just don't want to learn about it because we're so afraid of it. We're like, oh no, like it's too much for me, or, you know, I'm just not good with numbers, and we're living with all these beliefs, and it's holding you back from creating more of it in your life. Because again, if you think about it like a relationship, you know, if you just were like, oh, you've got a friend in your life that you didn't want to learn anything about, you didn't ask them any questions, you didn't get to know them, you didn't care about learning anything about them, again, is that friend going to want to be in your life? Probably not, because they'll be like, well, why do you not want to know anything about me? Like, why do you never ask me anything? And so again, with the relationship with money, it's like, if you want more of it, then take responsibility in learning about it and getting to know it. And it's such a huge part of the money manifestation process. And these, again, like I said, are all down to beliefs about what you're capable of. Like for me, when I first started my business, I had no fucking clue about how to run a business, what money even was, how to invest in anything. And now I've invested 30K into stocks and shares. And that's something that I do. And again, I've got advice over it. I've had mentorship over it. And this is why coaching is so important. And again, if you're thinking about joining my celebrity mastermind, these are things that we talk about in the mastermind because I'm someone that's done it myself. I'm someone that has taken the time to learn these things. And this is part of becoming a successful entrepreneur, a successful creative, is going, okay, I have to be able to think outside of the box and learn and become an expert in this area of my life if I want to keep this in this area of my life. So basically becoming that expert, taking financial responsibility, that is going to help you call in way more money into your life. Okay, the final reason you might be struggling to make this money as a creative is because you're keeping your money caged up. Right. And I've spoken about this before in a few other episodes on money mindset, which you can go back and find. I've done a number of episodes on money mindset. But what I mean here is that you're not letting your money go. And money as energy is just a constant flow. So I say keeping it caged up because honestly, it feels to money, again, if we're going to suggest that money is a friend, a relationship, it's almost like you're trapping your friend in the house and being you can't come out. You're not allowed to come out. Again, is your friend really going to want to stick in your life? They're going to be wow, you're controlling as fuck. They're not going to want to stick in your life. They're going to want to run away from you. Okay. And what I mean here is that with this energetics, this is when, and you guys might really relate to this, it's when you don't want to let go of it. You don't want to spend it on anything. You don't want to invest in anything. You keep giving the same excuse that, oh my God, I just don't have enough of it. We're in a financial crisis right now. I can't be spending my money on this, and this. I've got to be responsible and not spend. And yes, there's an area to this where we have to be responsible and we have to be savvy. And this is the word that I like to use. We've got to be savvy with our money. We can't just be spending it on a load of designer clothes and then being broke, right? That's not good money mindset either. But what I see in most people is that you actually do have money there. You've got money in your savings, or you've got money in your bank account somewhere, and you're just refusing to spend it because you think that that's going to be better for you in the long run. You think that, oh good, I'll save it for a rainy day. And actually this is far worse for you in the long run, money energetics wise, because energy wants to move. Energy is supposed to move. Energy is always moving. And if you're not moving that money out of your bank account and circulating it around the economy in any way, then you're actually going to be restricting the money flow back into your bank account. So for example, for me, every time I invest in something, I spend that money, take that money out of my bank account, that money is circulated and it flows back into my bank account 10 times over. And I always use this same story that when I first invested in my very first mentor in life, I invested pretty much all of my savings. And this was right at the start of lockdown. And it was probably, again, a lot of people would look at me and be you're crazy. What are you doing? Right. And this was savings that I'd made through productions I'd done as an actor beforehand that were again, I didn't have a lot of money to my name, and it was all of my savings. And I did it because, again, I made a financial decision for myself, because this is all about, again, taking risks too, because it was a risk. And this is why, multi-figure entrepreneurs are so successful, is because they always take risks in life. And this is why, if you're employed by a multi-figure entrepreneur, you're probably not going to be as financially well off as your boss, because your boss is the one taking all the risks in life, okay? So This was a financial decision I made for myself through very intensive research, through again, intuition and being very intuitive about my decision. Again, for any of you guys that are thinking of investing in me and you're like, I'm not used to putting that money down on working with a coach, listen to your intuition. Your intuition's going to tell you all the way whether I'm the right person to work with, right? And you'll know, because if you're drawn to this podcast or you're drawn to me, you will know that it's probably the right decision. But again, we are so afraid of letting go of that money. And so for me, when I made that massive investment, was led by my intuition, was led by research, I put that money down, I let that money go out of my bank account, and within 24 hours, I had already made double that money back through sales in my business. And I always use this example because, that's how powerful money flow really is when you surrender to it, right? And it really is surrendering to it. It's going, okay, I'm going to invest in this thing, and I'm going to invest in a good energy, in a positive energy that I know this is going to come back to me. I'm going to learn so much from this, and I'm going to get so much out of it. And when you invest in that way, you always win. You're always a winner. And like I said, it's a risk. Everything is a risk. Everything that you do financially in these decisions is a risk. But if you don't take any risks in life, you won't be rewarded. So this is why, as I say, the most successful, financially free, very, very rich people in life, they're constantly taking these risks with their money, and it's constantly paying off for them. So think about in your own life where you're hoarding this money, holding onto this money, keeping it caged up, literally keeping it trapped. It wants to flow, right? Think about in your own life where you're doing this, and be conscious about it and actually go, okay, hang on a sec. How can I be investing in things that are going to further my life, that are going to move my life, my career, my business forward? And if there is something that and again, intuitively you're feeling that it is what you want to be investing your money into, do it. Take a risk, go for it, and then let it pay off for you. Surrender to it and allow it to pay off for you. Believe that it will, because it always will. And so for me now, this is something I'm always doing. I'm always keeping in check. Am I letting my money flow? Am I letting my money out and be free, right? Because if I let my money be free, then I'm going to be free. I'm going to call in this financial freedom. So these are these 3 reasons why money might not be flowing for you as a creative or as a creative entrepreneur. And if you've loved this episode, I'd love for you to let me know, drop me a DM over on Instagram at @uplevelwithjess. Let me know what your biggest takeaways from this and whether you've really learned something from this. And again, if you guys are interested in having this mentorship by me and actually being coached on this money mindset, being coached on manifestation in general, visibility, success, confidence, stepping into celebrity energy, then this is obviously what the Celebrity Mastermind is all about. So do go ahead and click the link in my show notes if you want to get involved. Drop me a DM. You can always chat to me over there. But I hope this episode has really helped, because I am feeling super fiery and passionate about money again, just because I've had these big manifestations myself, and it's just reminded me how damn important it is as a creative to understand these energetics. So if you've loved it, let me know, and I will chat to you all next week. Lots of love. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who you think would love it too. And if you want to let me know how you found it, just screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram story, and tag me at @uplevelwithjess so I can throw all the love right back at you. And of course, subscribe, hit those 5 stars, and leave a review to show your support and to keep the good stuff coming. Sending you so much love from your girl, Jess.